Roadblocks in Caesar 3, we have them! We have roadblocks and so much more that I want to show off today. Now, you might know of Project Julius, made by Bianca, which is an open source port for Caesar 3, and because it's open source, people can do all sorts of cool stuff, and we're gonna be checking out some of this cool stuff. Which we've been keeping up with on our Discord. We have a Julius channel on our Discord, discord.gg/gamerzach. Join the Zachalites and keep up with the Julius project, and also links to the actual downloads for all this there as well. Now, shrunk back down, you might notice this main menu has some new buttons. It has some new buttons. Look at this options button. What? A main menu with an options button? This is not 1998. It's a new decade. Bam! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this wonderful options menu, and more stuff is gonna be coming here. But for now, we have these things, which a lot of hardcore old school players of Caesar 3 are gonna say, that stuff's cheating! Well, my philosophy is you should play how you want. And also, it's been 20 years. It's been 22 years since Caesar 3 came out. We've played through it so many times. Let's get some new modes in there. You can toggle the intro videos from the options menu. You can have extra information on your sidebar. Ooh, there's a fix for the immigration bug. And of course, if you wanted vanilla, just turn it all off, but we're gonna fix the immigration bug on very hard. You can fix the 100-year-old ghosts. Ghosts are when eventually after 100 years, some people just never die in the stats. They consume resources, so it's impossible to it's very hard to make infinite cities, infinitely running cities. Grand festivals allow extra blessings from a god, because what happened is you get a god happy, they give you a blessing, and then unless you make them unhappy, they'll never give you a blessing again. So you had to make them unhappy and then make them happy again so you could get another blessing, which doesn't make sense. Why would like pissing off the god and then making them happy again get you a blessing, right? Disable jealousness of gods. If you want to turn it off, personally, I would leave that on because jealous gods is definitely a thing. Enable global labor pool. Now, I wouldn't personally turn this on, but having it as an option is great. It's what they did in Zeus and Emperor, where industry buildings, they don't need to send out that brown walker to touch houses. So this essentially changes Caesar 3 from a puzzle city builder into a slightly more realistic city builder. Realistic-ish, right? And it's an option that I know many would love. I would personally leave it off because I like the puzzle city building, but I'm gonna leave it on for today for demonstrations. There's the extend school walkers range. Again, I would leave that off because I'm fine with the schools, but it's a little weird. And you can change the citizens' retirement age from 50 to 60, which again, I would leave off because it's thousands of years ago. People get old, so I'd leave it off. And more's coming. They're working on smooth scrolling, so your looking around can be a lot smoother. That's coming next. And there's a lot of other stuff in-game that's been fixed and tweaked as well. So I'm gonna keep these settings here. And I'm just gonna load into a game to just demonstrate how things are, right? So there's a lot to look at, and I know you guys wanna see roadblocks. Now, Bianca made Julius. Crudelios, who's helped make Julius as well with testing and building and stuff like that. Keriew on our Discord made the roadblocks, and I made the roadblock graphic, because now you can see roadblocks. 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 And because we have global employment on, again, which I wouldn't personally leave on, I can just place buildings here between these roadblocks, and they can access the labor pool, and we'll start sending out walkers who are stopped by the roadblocks. 22 years. People have been waiting for this. Maybe 20 if you ignore, you know, once Pharaoh came out. So let's say 20. 20 years people have been waiting. 20 years. It is here today. Now a few other tweaks. You can see over here, here's the extra information. What information is shown there might change over time and stuff. If I look at the options menu, you can turn on monthly autosaves if you so desire. And then there's so much more coming as well. And I can show you, for example, gatehouses used to be when you get rid of the road and rotate the screen, the roads come back. Now they don't. So now if you do actually build a block, let's say, like that, you don't have to place a building here to stop the road from respawning. It just stays as it should be. Another one from our last play, Granary. It used to be a case where the roads sort of looked weird if I did that. Now you can see the road all turn in to the granary. It recognizes the granary as a road. So the roads, to make it clearer, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Come on. Actually, that won't really show. That just makes some squares, doesn't it? The roads turn into the granary. It's a whole new game. Not just that, aqueducts. It used to be a case where when you place an aqueduct and created a T-junction like that, and you got rid of the aqueduct, that T-junction would stay there. Now it doesn't. It cleans itself up. It used to be you had to rotate the screen for it to clear. It's all just playing different. And this just allows so much more stuff. Besides that, when you have things pop up like this, you have to click that arrow to get out of here. Now you can just right click anywhere and it backs out. That changes so much more than you would expect. Every time you get a request, it's like, oh, I have to click that tiny button. I'm playing on 1080p. If you're on 2K, that button is like a pixel on your screen. Now you can just right click anywhere and it backs out. Ah. But wait, there's more. There's more. Now I'm not sure, is it here? Yes. Look at that. A refuse goods button. To set everything to not accepting. Ah! Finally! You don't have to open up, go to special orders, and go, not accepting. No more! Bam! Accept the one you want. You know? Right click out! Bam! Done! You don't have to click the button anymore. You just go there, special orders, don't accept anything, accept the one you want, right click out. Caesar 3 Reforged, an actual remaster. Oh, all these little things. And yes, I'm very proud of these Roadblock graphics. I made these Roadblock graphics. I made them. Keriew put them into Bianca's Julius mod, and Crudelios, who's also fantastic all of this. Crudelios made the Pharaoh resizer that we've been using for years as well. All of these people are hanging out on our Discord now on the Julius channel, so you can keep up with all of the different builds and stuff, right? The extra nice thing is that when your trade opens up, if you click that X, they'll be set up as not accepting. Keriew in chat telling us some more amazing secrets. You know what? Like sometimes when you haven't opened up a trade route. Actually, can I just test that? If I just restart this map, replay map. Let's do that. let's put down... Oh, I haven't played for so long. Warehouse. There. Warehouse. You know, let's get some people moving in. So let's see. See, before the trade routes have opened up, it doesn't show all the resources. Let's click the X and open a trade route to something that we don't currently have. So what do you deal with? There, wine. So wine is not currently in our list here. So if I open this trade route that sells wine. Oh, also, little detail. It shows what kind of trade route. Ship or cart? Ship or cart? The graphics of the roadblock look a bit like a plaza. Yeah, look, I spent like an hour on it, okay? But anyone can make new graphics. Go onto our Discord, ping Keriew in the Julius channel and say, hey, can you put this graphic in? And if it looks really cool, he'll probably put it in. So now we can trade wine, which now the warehouse is not accepting wine. How many times does that mistake just throw off your storage? Suddenly, you know, oh, let's start importing wine, and wine starts ending up everywhere across your city. So much has changed. So much has changed. Oh, no working dock. Let me right-click out of this menu. Bam. And also, of course, yeah, game speed, unemployment here, all being fine and everything. Like, you can imagine more stuff being put here. But also, just besides that, look how smooth everything is when you speed things up, right? It just runs at a nicer, smoother frame rate. I personally love running it at 80%, but yeah. So, warehouse still needs road access before it gets employees, but we can just do that. Watch this. Oh, watch this. Prefecture. Engineer's post. Should we put down a gatehouse? No, let's just roadblock it. And the prefecture starts walking out before the brown walker has reached the houses. Whether you like these things or not, the important thing is they are options. They are options. Is this global employment too? Yeah, I turned on global employment. You can, of course, turn it off. Turn it off if you don't like it. Also, let's have a look at that immigration glitch, where between 200 and 300 population, people just don't move in. Let's deal with that. Let's take up some employment there. Yeah, okay. So I left Jealous Gods on, but you can turn that off as well. Let's get everyone in. Look, this is the first time I'm starting a city like this. This is crazy. But also, in terms of the roadblock right now looking like a plaza, I think it still does stand out a little bit. I kind of was looking at the Pharaoh roadblock, and they do a lot of clever things with the roadblock. They actually added a little bit of a shadow on the two bottom edges to give it a more raised appearance. So you can see here that the roadblock looks a little bit higher than the plazas because I gave that shadow as well. But the Pharaoh roadblock does have a pole in the middle, and I'm not sure if I should include the pole or not. But an important thing about all these new graphics coming in, you can't just take graphics from the other games and put them in, because that is a copyright issue. That's a copyright issue. You can't just redistribute existing assets. So I made something which I think is functional. You know, of course it could do with more work, but it also means you can change the graphics of anything. And also, Keriew figured out how to put this graphic in today, and it's not replacing an existing graphic. It's a new graphic. So you can add in new graphics for new things entirely. yeah, people could make a change. Like, you can just grab that graphic. It's on our Discord. It's a PNG file. Or just, yeah, you could probably grab it out of the Julius download, I guess. New animals, yeah, we could have new animals. You can do anything you want now. Okay, we're hitting 200 population. Are people gonna be upset when we hit 201? Let's listen. No, people aren't upset. They actually found in the code what was going on. Apparently there's a base level of happiness that lasts until 200, but then there's another level of happiness where basically there's a base level of happiness that ends at 200 population. But it starts counting city effects once you cross 200 people as well, right? So up until 200 people can't be upset. But once you hit 200, it also means that it's something like that. You can ask Keriew about it. But basically it starts taking into account city effects for happiness at some point, right? So basically there was this 100 population gap where it shouldn't be happening. So all he's done is raise the base happiness to last until 300. At that point it all kicks in at the same time. It's not a bug, it's intentional. Don't give me that not fun. That's very not fun, because that bug is not fun. For those watching on YouTube, in chat, the guy's name is Not Fun. But not with a knot, like a rope. I'm so in the habit of clicking that. But the good thing is, it's an option! You go to the main menu, you can turn the immigration glitch back on. If you want it. And look how stable this block is, even with the intersection. It's great. Let's just deal with this unemployment before anything happens. Have an academy. And I don't have to roadblock that side because there's global employment. If you want. Yeah, city effects start working only after 300. So all the positive things like a full granary doesn't affect happiness until you hit 300 people. Keriew's clarifying in chat. So a full granary, a Venus blessing, you know, good employment only kicks in at 300. But the base, the minimum happiness ends at 200. So your lovely city that people want to move into with a full granary, a Venus blessing, and good employment doesn't matter until 300. So between 2 to 300, people are just always unhappy. Right? It is impossible to be at 250 population and not have people moving out on very hard difficulty. That's why it's a bug, because it is impossible to stay at 250 population. Now, I do want to clarify that because this is open source, there are many different branches and builds that people are doing. Anyone can pick up the Julius source and start doing their own thing, which many have. Keriew is one that's done that, right? In the base Julius mod, they are trying to keep things very vanilla, right? But as things go on, people are gonna start doing crazy things, right? It's gonna get to a very weird place in a year, right? You're gonna have complete graphics overhauls. You could have, you know, graphic packs you could probably download if people actually made that stuff. That's why I'm a big proponent of the options menu, but even then, the base Julius mod might be more vanilla, right? Mostly on the UI improvements and the graphical glitches and stuff like that. That's obviously not supposed to be in there, right? So you have to shop around for other versions. Like, for example, the Roadblocks only come with Keriew's version, right? It's not in the default Julius version. So you have to look at stuff like this. HD textures mod. Yeah, the textures are good in 1080p. What I would love, especially for people who are now playing at 2K and 4K resolutions, we need upscale graphics. Because if things get any smaller, it's just too hard to see. It would be great to play at 4K resolutions with things at this size, right? But that would need upscaling of all the graphics. Oh, see, now people are moving out because my city is garbage. But it didn't happen at 200 population, right? We have 12% unemployment. That's the problem here. Needed more academies. No, that should deal with the unemployment. We can just see unemployment here. Oh, I went one too many. There we go. There we go. See, we crossed 300, and now everything starts kicking in, but we can make people happier. So now people are unhappy because we had a no full granary and massive unemployment, right? Because 300 kicked in, right? So now people are unhappy, but I can do something about it. So for example, if I just fill up a granary, what map is this? Is there any farmland on this map? No, we don't have any. Okay, let's just clear that. Let's go, not a dock. Let's just fill a granary, shall we? In a way that we've never really done before. Let's do this, let's do this. Let's do that. And all of this will just start working. Shipyard, do that, good. Do that. And have a granary right here, which you can see the road now indicates that's the entrance point to the granary. There we go. Everything's just... This is so strange. Like, you play like this in Zeus and Emperor, but it's just so weird that this is how it's working here. That's 21% unemployment, 16%. Okay, I actually do need one academy down here. It's so strange. See, people are moving back in now because I dealt with unemployment. And that roadblock is there, and we can of course just connect this up and roadblock here and here. Gumiel, thank you so much for the sub. That's so... Ooh. Wow. Do you have to insert the CD to play this mode? No. You just have to have an install of Caesar 3 because they can't distribute the assets, right? So you need to have an install of Caesar 3, and then you just download Julius, and it's basically just an exe with some other files, and you just run the Julius exe instead, and it'll just work. But you have to have Caesar 3 installed somewhere. Probably the latest version. So if you have a CD version, then make sure it's the latest version with the patches. It'll work with GOG, it'll work with Steam. So also, for those of you who have the Steam version and have difficulties getting it into widescreen, then you can also use Julius to get it into widescreen rather than using the widescreen mod. Also, windowed mode works. Windowed mode works now. I think it shouldn't crash. Now, I'm running an unstable build. Let's see what happens. Windowed mode. It works. It works no problem. On Windows 10. Oh, you can resize the window? Oh, wow, you can... Okay. You can resize the window and weirdly play like this if you so desire. I don't recommend it. Full screen. Oh, windowed mode works. So... As far as I can tell, this is now the definitive preferred way of playing Caesar 3, right? It is the preferred way. It's not so much whether Julius solves problems or not. It's whether would pretty much everyone prefer choosing, by choice, prefer to play Julius rather than Vanilla Caesar 3? And I think at this point, the answer is yes. I'm pretty sure over half of you, I would say 80% of you, will play Caesar 3 now just for the roadblocks and global employment. Just for those two things, I'm pretty sure 80% of you will want it, right? But for the remaining 20% who like vanilla, I still think this is now the preferred way to play it. Because you can have it vanilla with just some little graphical fixes. You can have the little, a little bit of information there, which is fair to have. That's not cheating, right? You shouldn't have to open a trade route to know whether it's land or water, right? You can play without the roadblocks, but the aqueduct graphics are fixed. The granary road connects up there. You can right-click out of menus. This is all great. Even if you like vanilla, this stuff's not cheating. It's just quality of life stuff. Oh, with that there, I'm gonna need a roadblock here. Bam. Right? So I think this is now the preferred way of playing. So now my old videos are obsolete? No, because I did weird stuff. See, the fundamentals of Caesar 3 are still the same, right? Just instead of gatehouses, I'm using roadblocks here. But with these changes, and as more changes come, smooth scrolling is on the way. You can see it's a little choppy right now. Smooth scrolling is on the way. It might be worth playing Caesar 3 again, as things are just completely different. Because I've beat the game twice, and it's like, what else can I do? I already did crazy block designs. If you are wondering what I've done in crazy block designs, I can show you some samples here. Here are my animal blocks. That's the luxury llama. If you look at the shape of the blocks, this is a llama. This was a bunny face. That's the duck block there. This is my spider block. Snake block I'm very proud of. That one's very nice. It's the Zachylites block there. You wanna see what other crazy stuff I've done? Like, I got so bored with like the game not being hard enough. Here's my pride and joy. The Frostmourne block. It is literally Frostmourne from Warcraft. It is insanely stupid to build. It is so bad. It's so bad, but we managed to discover a new bug where if there's a road on the north side of houses, which is inaccessible, immigrants can't find their way into houses because the north side is blocked, and apparently they have to enter from the northern side. And if immigrants can't fit into those houses, they just don't spawn at all, and immigrants just stop spawning completely, right? I've done some weird stuff. Here's a bow and arrow block. Here's a gun block. Here's my sword and shield block. Frostmourne blocks are just so dumb. What else have we done? Let's see, what's this? This is my every type of house city, where we have every single type of house, from small tents to large tents to grand insula, and of course all the luxury houses as well, where we have one of each. Oh, this was before I actually managed to do it, but we managed to do that. Where's my wealth gap city? Wealth gap city was it 19? No, this is my heretic city, where the gods are all completely always angry at us, except for Venus. Because Venus needs to be happy, otherwise you actually can't play the game because she burns all your houses. This is a constantly being cursed city, where we have weird bugs like this. You see this? This is accepting vegetables. This is accepting everything because we had no control of it, and they're getting vegetables from each other. It doesn't make sense. The weird stuff we've done in Caesar 3 have unlocked bugs never before seen in this game. This game, once you push it, is very broken. It's very broken. What was the bug we have here? I'm not sure if it happens in Julius. If I set like this granary and this warehouse or something, yeah. If I set this to not accepting fruits, does the bug still happen? No, okay, Julius has actually fixed that bug. It used to be when I set that warehouse to not accepting fruits, this granary will be set to not accepting fruits. But I guess Julius has fixed that bug somehow. We've seen a lot of weird stuff. Where's my wealth gap city? What mission was wealth gap? 16? 16, Wealth Gap City. Look, this is what I did on one mission. Only tents and luxury palaces. Only tents and 24 luxury palaces. The Wealth Gap City of London. Totally fictional, okay? Look, totally fictional. Right. I've done a lot in Caesar 3. All on very hard. Dealing with the immigration glitch on every mission. I've done it all. And now Julius has come along and it's like, there's more stuff to do now. Look, we don't need this gatehouse here. We don't need this gatehouse. I just need a roadblock. Oh, must build on clear. Okay, there, I just need a roadblock. Look, problem solved. Oh, I built this wall here because we had riots from the poor areas coming to destroy the rich areas. Totally fictional. Look at that. Just look at that. We made that. Oh. It's just so... If I just go back here... Look at this. This is amazing. Just imagine, as more and more options show up, instead of just having a defaults button, you could have like a vanilla rule set, an old school rule set which has like certain fixes. Like for example, like a lot of people might want to play vanilla but have the 100-year-old ghost, like obvious bugs fixed, right? That could be old school but not quite vanilla. Vanilla can be like really original. It can have old school rule set where it doesn't have things like global label pool, and then it could have another option to... Keriew, are you able to add an option here to turn roadblocks on and off? Because that would be amazing. Right? You could have vanilla, old school, new school. Right? To have different rule sets in Caesar 3. And Keriew says I can. So yeah, you can add an option there to turn roadblocks on and or off, right? So then everyone can play how they want to play. And I'm pretty sure 80%, at least 80% of people will prefer Caesar 3 with one of these options changed. What's the point? Just don't build them. Well, yes, but it's an immersion thing. Sometimes you just want it out of sight. It's taking up menu space on the government tab, you know? Right? It's like if you had the option of turning off loot boxes, you would turn off loot boxes. You could just not use loot boxes, but that temptation is always there. So just add the toggle. Like just add the toggle. It's better to have a toggle than not have a toggle, because once you have the toggle, then yeah, might as well put it there, right? Just have the toggle. There's no point to not have the toggle. So I'm very happy. Thank you, Bianca, for making Julius. Thank you, everyone who's been helping with the project, like Crudelios. And thank you, Crudelios, for making the Pharaoh resizer as well, which solved so many widescreen issues. And it is actually better than the old widescreen mod. Thank you, Keriew, for getting the roadblocks in and all of that. And it's just have fun. Join us on Discord, discord.gg/gamerzach, where we have a Julius channel where people like Keriew and Artishock post a lot. Artishock posts a lot of the Julius updates as well. And it's just a great way to see, here's the latest unstable build, right? Because the actual 1.2 Julius, you can see down there, 1.2, the main stable builds don't have a lot of these updates yet. You know, but the unstable builds, they're pretty stable. I don't know why they're called unstable. They haven't crashed on me yet. But yeah, I'm happy. And I hope you guys are as well. Do check out Julius. Do give thanks to everyone who's been working on it. And I know my roadblock design is a little jank, but I think it's not bad. I think it's not bad, right? It's not bad. It's based on the Pharaoh roadblock, but yeah, you guys want to make graphics overhauls? Any of you are artists? Make some graphics packs. You can get an extractor for all the graphics. You just have to replace, like, redesign all the graphics, and people like Keriew can just dump the new graphics in. You could actually have new graphics packs and just replace one file for Caesar 3, and it replaces a whole set of graphics. So you just have to create a new pack, and then you can have graphics mods packs, which obviously would be immense work because art is not cheap or easy. But if you are so inclined to remaster all the graphics of Caesar 3, go for it. You can do it now. And that's Julius as it stands right now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, we have links down below. Supporting on Patreon makes me remove more ads. I've recently been removing ads from my entire channel. Hundreds of videos have had ad breaks removed because of the support on Patreon. Patreon.com/Gimzack. Do check it out and support if you can. You also have merch store, Humble Bundle referral link, and do join us on social media as well. Besides the Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I'm active on all of them. You can message me on all of them as well, ask questions if you like. And if you're watching on YouTube, click the buttons on the screen to see over 1,600 videos. We've got a lot, and a lot of it is Caesar 3. 2 complete playthroughs, plus city building doctors, plus so much more, so much Caesar 3. You can check it out. It still applies even with Julius. Thank you all for joining. I'll see you. Bye.